And it might seem that this is not worth asking because we're so far down the road to hell. But how do we balance, when we talk about these issues, condemnation of the sin and love of the person? Obviously, you could do it by just saying that. But we really do want to, I don't know, it feels like when we've been so beaten down as Christians by the lies and we're finally finding some courage, there's going to be a temptation to pendulum swing such that you just shame and you do come off kind of so aggressive that it appears hateful to people. It's like, how do you find that balance? Or do you just, you know, like you see people like Matt Walsh, who I think did a fabulous job in that excellent documentary, What is a Woman? Yeah. You know, do you do the two things at different times? Like I, for example, will give some talks on pornography, right? I want to shame pornography. I want to show people why it is so pathetic. But I also want to let people know that we've been raised in a pornified culture and this has probably been foisted on you since you were young. And of course you have a desire, a sexual desire, and we're struggling with this, and I'm not condemning you. You see where I'm saying? How do we do this? I mean, you did it excellent in the speech, but how do we not lose our heart and our gentleness towards the sinner as we seek to combat the loud errors of the woke left?
I think we have to be careful not to set out to cause offense. And the bad faith actors.
That's why I didn't do that t-shirt.
Right?
Keep going.
Yeah, but the bad faith actors assume we're always trying to cause offense. We're not. We've got to speak the truth in grace, which means speaking the truth objectively. And if people take offense, that's on them, not us. That's the difference. We're not setting out to cause it, but if people take it, which they will, because people are afraid of the truth, just as, you know, Isabel Vaughan Spruce got arrested for prayer because people are afraid of the power of prayer. People are afraid of all of these things that they know to be true. But we have to stand firm in them regardless, but not trying to cause trouble because we know it will come to us anyway.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, but I do think there needs to be a distinction between those who are hurting and those who are actively lying. You know, like look at Target putting out like Pride baby clothes. I want to offend them. I don't want to offend them by saying things that are false. Yeah. What do I mean by I want to offend them? Maybe that's not what I mean. Maybe what I mean is in just saying what's true, I know it'll offend them. Yeah. But
sometimes you do need to shame them, especially these big multinationals with the evil practices. You've got to call it out and say, this is wrong, this is bad. But I suppose that's not a person, is it? So it's different. Yeah. It's an entity.
Yeah, if I got a fella sitting across from me whose head is in his hands and he's up to his eyeballs in porn, obviously I speak to him with love and compassion and gentleness and firmness, but like in a way that I wouldn't speak to, I don't know, someone who's pushing the stuff and peddling it, even though they themselves may not use it. I don't know.
I think a lot of this...
That is very loud. We need some WD-40 post-haste.
A lot of this, Matt, is remembering why we were told to call God our Father, right? Because it's that's the relationship that we're supposed to have with him. The reason he sets boundaries is because he loves us. And it's like a parent with their child. We don't let the child harm themselves. We say... Well, you can operate within these bounds, and if you operate outside of these bounds, you're in trouble. And that's the same with how we are supposed to relate to each other.
That's good. Right. I like that because, you know, I have 4 children, and I'll sometimes say to my youngest, I'm not punishing you in sending you to this little Montessori school. But like, we think you need to go there, buddy, because you're having a difficult time listening to mum, but he sees it as a punishment. So it's like that reminding, like, this is not... Or if I send you to your room and I have to sit you down and take something away from you, having to explain, like, I love you. That's why I'm doing this. Even though he doesn't believe you. Maybe in the heat of the moment.
Right. Yeah. But they'll look back and they'll realize why you did it. You did it out of love. It's the motivation, it's the intent that's important, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Before you go, do us a favor, leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the video, like, and subscribe.